The Russia-Ukraine war shows no sign of slowing down, despite peace efforts led by Turkey and a deadline declared by US President Donald Trump.
Nasıl müzakere masası İstanbul'da kurulduysa, uzak olmayan bir tarihte barış masası da yine Türkiye'de kurulacak, bu kanlı savaş noktalanacaktır.
Here's a look at recent developments. In early August, deadly Russian strikes hit Kharkiv, Zaporizhia, and Mykolaiv. Ukraine struck back with drones, targeting an oil depot in Sochi and a water plant in Luhansk. On August 8th, Trump's ceasefire deadline will expire. The US president had given Russian President Vladimir Putin two choices: make peace with Ukraine or face tougher sanctions.
We're going to put on tariffs and stuff, and I don't know if it's going to affect Russia, because he wants to obviously probably keep the war going, but we're going to put on tariffs.
That same week, Putin spoke about negotiations publicly for the first time in months.
Как же можно неположительно оценивать то, что сотни людей возвратились на родину? Это положительно.
However, Russia insists it won't stop fighting unless its long-standing demands are met, while Ukraine continues to call for an immediate ceasefire as a precondition to talks. July became one of the deadliest months of the conflict. Russia launched 198 missiles and over 6,000 drones into Ukrainian territory, while Kiev launched hundreds into Russian cities. On July 31st, a multi-wave Russian airstrike on Kiev killed 31 people and wounded 159 in the deadliest attack on the capital this year. In retaliation, Ukraine launched drone attacks deep inside Russian territory, hitting military bases and fuel depots, including a major strike on Sochi.
Russia, I think it's disgusting what they're doing. I think it's disgusting. But I think what Russia's doing is very sad. But Russians are dying, Ukrainians are dying.
In late July, Trump publicly set a 10 to 12 day deadline for Putin to begin serious peace efforts or face new tariffs. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky welcomed it as a timely push toward diplomacy. On July 23rd, a third round of peace talks was held in Istanbul. Both sides agreed to another 1,200-person prisoner swap.
Amacımız bedeli bir hayli yüksek bu kanlı savaşı bir an önce sonlandırmaktır. Ev sahibi olarak rolümüz iki tarafında kendisini güven içinde hissedeceği bir müzakere ortamı sağlamaktır.
On June 2nd, Turkey hosted the second round of peace talks in Istanbul, building on earlier talks held in May. These efforts led to the largest prisoner swap of the war, with 1,000 prisoners exchanged on each side at the end of May. It was a major diplomatic win for Ankara. The conclusion of the June talks led to around 7,060 Ukrainian soldiers' remains being returned in exchange for the remains of 997 Russian soldiers. A prisoner swap involving 1,200 people was also carried out. While the last 60 days have seen a deadly surge in violence, there have been flickers of hope via diplomacy, mostly through Turkish mediation. Prisoner swaps hint at back-channel dialogue, but battlefield violence continues to escalate. With no ceasefire on the horizon and no firm peace plan on the table, the war remains at a crossroads. Talks are happening, but missiles and drones continue to fly.